Frequently asked questions about car crash lawsuits. Car crash is a traumatic experience, and the aftermath can be stressful and confusing. If you've been injured in a car crash, it's important to understand the process of making a claim against the at-fault driver and what to expect. Here are the frequently asked questions about car crash injuries to help guide you through this process. What should I do immediately after a car crash? After a car crash, it's important to seek medical attention as soon as possible, even if you don't think you're injured. It's also important to call the police and file the police report, and to gather evidence at the scene, such as photographs of the crash, contact information for any witnesses, and the insurance information of the other driver. Getting an attorney involved as early as possible helps ensure that any relevant evidence is obtained, and getting an attorney involved to help with the case as soon as possible helps you, the client, do what you need to do. Focus on getting better. Does every car crash case require a lawsuit? No, not every car crash case requires a filing of a lawsuit. Sometimes a lawsuit is necessary because the insurance company for the at-fault driver refuses to take the car crash seriously. Sometimes a lawsuit is necessary because an injured person is still receiving treatments 2 years after the injury, and by law you have to file a lawsuit within 2 years. At the Marc Lopez law firm, we prepare each and every case as if it will go to trial, but we only file lawsuits if it's absolutely necessary and if it makes sense for our clients. Does every car crash case go to trial? No. Most car crash cases do not go to trial, but the insurance companies keep track of which attorneys regularly do go to trial, and it's a little surprise that the attorneys that regularly go to trial and regularly win at trial get the best results without a trial. The bottom line, it can take a long time to get a trial date. Our goal is to try to get the maximum amount of compensation for clients in the quickest, most efficient way possible. How long do I have to file a lawsuit after a car crash? In Indiana, you have 2 years from the date of the crash to file a lawsuit. If you do not file a lawsuit before the 2 years is up, you can never file a lawsuit. Of course there's exceptions, but I can almost promise you that the exceptions do not apply to you and your case. Please do not wait until it's almost 2 years to hire an attorney. Many attorneys, including my law firm, will often not accept a car crash case that is almost 2 years old. Why? Because we'll have to immediately file a lawsuit, and the filing of a lawsuit requires a lot of work, investment of time, and investment of money. And someone that waits almost 2 years to hire an attorney, well, it often seems like they're not going to take their car crash seriously. Contact an attorney as soon as possible after a crash. What is the process of a car crash case? The process of a car crash lawsuit can vary depending on the specific circumstances of the case, but it typically involves the following steps. Medical treatment. It is important that injured people receive treatment. Without damages, there is no car crash case. While a person is receiving treatment for a car crash, their only responsibility under the law in Indiana is to mitigate their damages. That means going to the doctor, going to follow-up appointments, following the doctor's advice. If you do not take your medical treatment seriously, the insurance company can, by law, use that against you. After a doctor has cleared you, it is time to start negotiating with the insurance company for the at-fault driver. Sometimes it is possible to resolve cases at this stage without the filing of a lawsuit. Sometimes an insurance company will only take an injury claim seriously after the filing of a lawsuit. If pre-suit negotiations do not work, then it is time to file a lawsuit. The process of filing a lawsuit involves filing a complaint, serving that complaint on the defendant along with the summons, and once that's done, we start the process of discovery, which is the process of exchanging information between the parties. That can include questions, depositions, interrogatories, all sorts of stuff. Once that's done, there typically will be mediation. The entire time we're going through this, we can continue to negotiate with the at-fault driver's insurance company. This includes informal negotiations and formal negotiations, such as mediation. Mediation is often court-ordered and is a formal settlement situation with a veteran attorney trying to see if the two parties are able to settle the case without a trial. This veteran mediation attorney is impartial and often has significant trial experience. Mediation can be helpful if there are issues that one side or the other are failing to appreciate or give adequate consideration. Who can be held liable in a car crash lawsuit? In a car crash lawsuit, the person or parties who are found to be at fault can be held liable for the damages. This can include the driver who caused the crash, the owner of the vehicle, or even the manufacturer of the vehicle or auto parts, if there's a defect that contributed to the crash. What types of damage can I recover in a car crash lawsuit? In a car crash lawsuit, the types of damage that can be recovered often include medical expenses, lost wages, pain and suffering, and property damage. If I win my case at trial, will I bankrupt the person I sue? It is very, very unlikely the person that is sued for causing the car crash will go bankrupt due to the lawsuit. While we have to sue individual people, in 99.9% of the cases where a lawsuit is filed, it is the insurance company that has to pay for any and all damages. Automobile crashes are exactly the reason why Indiana requires people to purchase automobile insurance. Is it necessary to hire a lawyer to pursue a car crash case? It is not required to hire an attorney to file a car crash lawsuit, but it is a terrible idea to try to navigate alone. The entire process is a procedural minefield, ready to catch an unsuspecting person off guard. Attorneys regularly get in trouble with the Bar Association because they mess up some aspect of an injury case. Even if you are the smartest person alive and have an unlimited amount of time to read and learn about legal statutes and case law, you still will not know the subtle ins and outs an experienced attorney can provide. Hire an attorney. It is important to keep in mind that every case is different and laws vary state by state. It's always best to consult with an attorney who is experienced in handling car crash cases in your specific area. They can answer any additional questions you may have and give you the best advice on how to proceed in your case. Car crash cases can be extremely frustrating to the victims involved. Let the Marc Lopez Law Firm turn that frustration into compensation. Give us a call, 317-632-3642.